Tell you what to do with your trades or investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading or investment decisions. And we're back once again. Happy Monday. Happy beginning of the week. Maybe it's not so happy for some of you, seeing it's the end of the weekend and beginning of the work week, but every day is an absolute massive opportunity. Welcome to another edition of the daily live stream. And today we have not much to talk about except for this. Please, if you do enjoy these videos, if you do enjoy the technical analysis discussion, the trading discussion, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. It's going to help that YouTube algorithm kick up into high gear, give us a little bit more visibility, give us the the potential opportunity to acquire more like-minded day traders who trade anything, forex, crypto, traditional stocks, you name it. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that little bell, hit that subscribe button, please. We're on the road to 1,000 members. We are a far, far away from hitting that actual target, but nonetheless, here I am, producing content on the daily for your viewing pleasure. And with that said, let's get right down to it. I think we're going to go ahead and start. I don't know what we're going to start with today. Hey, Brian, what are you going to start with today? Probably fucking NASDAQ. Always. If I can get my mouse up to the right screen here. All right. Back to consolidation here. Back to consolidation here for NASDAQ, although I am still very, very bullish on this asset here. I don't even know. I don't even know if this little support region here is relevant anymore. That looks a little bit better. Printing a new all-time high last week, although not significantly much more of an all-time high nonetheless. And to be expected, a little bit of a pullback as a result. I was looking for the one spot 272 Fibonacci extension zone to be a potential target for this, but it does look like price action wants to consolidate a little bit. Even got a little bit of a test of the ES1 exponential here yesterday. I do believe, that was yesterday's candle closure here. Not a perfect touch, but close enough is close enough. See a little bit of sell pressure here within this market and a little bit of a recovery as a result. Again, my bias remains the same for this market until proven otherwise. As long as we're above that 21 exponential here, I have no reason to be looking for any kind of bearish pullbacks at all whatsoever. Now, pullbacks to hit that ES1 exponential as potential pullback target would not be out of the question. For this market in the general sphere of the overall market right now. But as long as we are continuing to close candles above it, I will remain bullish. I am absolutely ultimately bullish here. Let's go ahead and take a look at stochastics. A little bit of a curl over here, but we are still deep within that bullish critical zone, which is a very, very, very juicy signal that the bulls still have absolute control of this market right now. We do not see any deviation from that until proven otherwise. This is fucking bullish as hell. We actually got this nice little cross down, rejection at the top side of the bullish control zone, back into the critical zone with price action printing a new all-time high. Only laggard is the RSI here. And again, what I was mentioning last week is that we do have potential for a second drive of bearish divergence formulating right here on the RSI. Again, it does look like a top wants to form, but price action has not printed a top. So, until we take out, this region here, what is this region? 15,075. Until we see that price action broken on a daily candle closing basis, I will not expect price action, or RSI, to print that bearish divergence flag, and I will not look for bearish divergence to play out again unless proven otherwise. That's kind of like a little bit of a intermediate soft target here. We could see price action, and I'm looking at this candle specifically, the all-time high candle here, and I'm looking for the open of that candle to break before looking for a bearish divergence play to potentially play out here. And it's very possible, definitely within this consolidation range, but it's consolidation nonetheless. very early stages of consolidation, in my opinion. So I will be looking for future price action on NASDAQ here to play out to get a better general understanding of what's to come here. RSI, though, again, being a little bit of that laggard here, putting a lot of pressure on the bottom side of that bullish control zone here. A bearish divergence call here playing out, would be indicative of a move all the way down to the yellow 21 exponential here for a potential target. Again, if we got that signal to confirm bearish divergence, again, on a candle closing basis, I would look for that move to play out all the way down to the 21 exponential, maybe even a stab at this support region here at 14,009. Outside of that, I'm not looking for, again, any kind of like major batshit crazy pullback, lower highs or lower lows just yet. We're not there just yet, although be aware of it. Obviously, be aware of it, because the moment we put in a lower high here, I will be looking for lower lows to potentially play out. But again, we're nowhere near that ballpark yet. Again, the 21 exponential, providing a lot of strength, a lot of momentum here for price action. And, again, based off that one simple strategy, if you have been playing 21 exponential strategy here, it has proven time and time again that it is a very, very, very powerful strategy. And, basically entering here, maybe buying a little back on that little low point here, and then just riding it up all the way to the new all-time highs. Very, very, very powerful stuff indeed. And again, no reason to be absolutely bearish on this until the following conditions are met: an open and closure below the 21 exponential, and I will look for a bearish retracement all the way back to this prior low right here, somewhere around 14,585 spot 75, give or take a few bucks. General target overall. I actually might have to just go ahead and remove this. Because I do think I need a replacement on that now. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's valid, and that's an extension anyway. It's not even a retracement. Let's see what the retracement says. We're here to study. I'm not here to be impressive or anything. This is documentation of my own findings, documentation of how I feel on the market itself. Whether I am right or wrong, it doesn't matter, because I am prepared for any which plan. So let's do, let's just do this region here. Nah, maybe this region here. All right, maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah. See, that lines up pretty well with a break of the 21 exponential here. This low lines perfectly up with the 236 Fibonacci retracement zone, and I would look for price action to meet this region here as the first potential target upon the condition of the 21 breaking. Again, a break is an open and closure below the 21 exponential before I look for an extension possibly to the 236. And obviously any lower than that on a daily candle closure basis, I'll look for Fibonacci retracement levels as the next potential targets here. But overall, a break of the 21 exponential and medium to long term, I'd actually be looking for a pullback all the way down to 14,002, and maybe even this region here within the box, about 14,000 even. But am I looking for that? Realistically, not until proven otherwise. To be quite honest with you, I'm still looking for extension to that one spot 272 Fibonacci zone here. Again, that condition was to be met upon this region here breaking, I do believe, printing this new all-time high, bouncing off the 21 exponential, and then putting a little bit of a resistance here. Still tells me that extension is likely. The only laggard to that, in my opinion, is the RSI with a potential break of the bullish control zone. It wouldn't be a death sentence in and of itself, but it is looking, looking pressure is on for the bulls right now as far as the RSI is concerned. Stochastics definitely trading counter trend towards against RSI, still in the bullish critical zone, still very powerful. So the most important thing from my perspective is price action, candlestick body closures, and that 21 exponential as well as horizontal support and resistance. We do have a nice support right here that pretty much lines up with that bearish divergence call that could potentially play out. And if we do get a closure below that, again, I would look for a pullback to that 21 exponential and a break above the resistance at the current moment in time, and I would continue my thesis of the one spot 272 being the next potential target for this asset. I think that's where I'm going to leave this one here. I've actually spent roughly 10 minutes on it. Let's go ahead and move on. See what SPY's doing. I do believe SPY put in new all-time highs, and this is the condition that we're looking for right now, confirmed as support. Although we're putting a little bit of pressure to the downside on it, it is still considered support until proven otherwise. My next target is still the 1.272 Fibonacci extension, somewhere around 45.30, or excuse me, yeah, 45.30. That was correct. Getting my numbers mixed up there a little bit. That is my next general target for this price action in the next couple of months. This is actually a greater extension in comparison to the other ones that I have laid out. But again, 21 exponential moving average strategy playing out very, very, very nicely. Still telling me that this is extremely bullish. And if we hold this region as support and see continuation, that thesis will stand. RSI looking very similar to Nasdaq's here, except no bearish divergence just yet. Although there is a possibility to print bearish divergence, especially if we get a top call here. And I would look for a break of this support level here, the current breakout point, as the support that would trigger that quote-unquote bearish divergence call here. Any candle closure below 44.15 spot 25, I will look for a red arrow to pop up on the RSI, as I would expect bearish divergence to start playing out as a result. And quite the laggard. A little bit of resistance here. That much is confirmed. I don't like these little tiny boxes, but they are relevant right now. This resistance is quite relevant at the current moment in time. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of sell-off after achieving a new all-time high for this asset. Excuse me. And it's resistance, bro. It's just a pullback, bro. Yeah, in my opinion, we could see price action pull all the way back to that 21 exponential. Again, especially if we get a bearish divergence call here, I would look for, a pullback to that 21 to be played out. Although I'd be looking for, potential buy opportunity here along that 21 exponential. Again, unless proven otherwise with an open and closure below it, the momentum is up. Stochastics here definitely telling you that momentum's up. Obviously, a little bit of curl, a little bit of show of weakness here from the bullish perspective, but ultimately, bulls have absolute control of this asset, in my opinion. And again, RSI looking similar, but still in the bullish control zone here. So all signs point to potential consolidation within this region. I do believe Nasdaq is consolidating a little bit right now. Maybe on the shorter term time frames, medium term time frames, we see some consolidation for a few days. And I personally want to wait until the consolidation breaks either to the upside, to the downside, before I make any further disposition on where price action is likely to go. Although I do have targets planned, always expect nothing and plan for everything. I have targets planned to both the upside and the downside, excuse me. However, I'm not expecting anything until price action breaks the consolidation. Obviously, too early to really tell if this is actual consolidation. I'd like to see price action bounce between these two horizontals here for more further confirmation. But when we see RSI tightening up a little bit, definitely indicative of potential consolidation here. So, that's kind of how I'm looking at Mr. SPY futures here. Do I have any requests today? I don't. This will be a shorter stream today, unfortunately. I wish it was going to be a little bit longer, but we only have a couple of more assets to knock out here before I hop on over okay, a little bit of a pullback, achieved a new all-time high, broke support. This is not confirmed support from my perspective on Dow Jones here. I am looking for an ultimate pullback all the way to the 21 exponential here. As a result, we do see stochastics with a fresh rejection of that exponential, continuing its downward sloping trend here. Also confirming a little bit of a lower high. Is this confirmed a high on? Yes, it is. It is confirmed a high with bearish divergence being called on RSI here. Again, while it's in the bullish neutral zone, it's not inherently extremely bullish, right? I want to see RSI react extreme, right? Especially on new all-time highs. I want to see RSI in the bullish control zone before I look for absolution on continuation calls here. Evidence being printed here on price action for Dow Jones here. A little break of new tentative support, not confirming it as support, which tells me price action is likely to move its way all the way down to the yellow 21 exponential here around 34,880. That's going to be my next move here as a result. And we do have that top call here. So I'm curious as to if we see that kind of price action on SPY futures or NASDAQ. Bearish divergence being called out. I am looking for this to play out a little bit more before it wraps up here. RSI in the bullish neutral zone. Yes, positively sloped exponential. Yes, rising lows. Yes, but a lot of bearish divergence and a lot of staunch resistance within this region here. Very indicative of consolidation. Very, very, very indicative of consolidation. As far as RSI is concerned, doesn't bode well for bullish momentum in my opinion. Again, still bullish though. I'm still bullish on this asset overall, long term. Just because we're still closing candles above the 21 exponential here. Again, until I see an open and closure below that 21 exponential, I am still going to look for upside targets, especially the one spot 272 to potentially play out sometime in the future around 36,200. Does it have to happen? No, it doesn't have to happen. I could be absolutely wrong. Everything on this channel probably wrong anyway, right? It's just a documentation of my own findings, how I view the market, how I feel. As far as pressure to the downside or pressure to the upside is concerned. I need to stretch this. Hold on. Oh, God, my back. Went for a little bit of a run today. That played out nicely. Going to go again tomorrow. General disposition on Dow Jones Industrial Average here, same. Although we do see declining momentum here from the bullish perspective, and a couple of bearish divergence plays on the RSI. I'm playing very, very heavily on support and resistance and the 21 exponential here. We have conditions, in my opinion, for price action to potentially come down further. Again, not confirming this region as support is, warning flag number one. Stochastics rejecting the exponential and continuing its momentum down is warning shot number two, and that bearish divergence call is warning shot number three. So I will be looking for moves all the way back down to the 21 exponential, again, until proven otherwise. Price action movement back above this now resistance and a closure back above it. I would want to obviously wait for confirmation, right? I would look for the second candle after a break to continue onwards and upwards and close above it, or back test, touch it, and still close above it. Either way, I'm looking for a second candle closure above this region here to confirm it as new tentative support. We did not get that, so in my opinion, a pullback is likely for this one, and that's kind of where I'm going to leave this asset here. I'm kind of curious as what the U.S. dollar index is doing. Continuation indeed. Stochastics absolutely powerful here, looking to achieve new potential highs, and this one is just girthy, just straight up shot alongside price action. We do have that second candle closure above, so I am on the bullish perspective as far as the 21 exponential strategy is concerned. I will be looking for continuation. We actually broke a resistance here, printed a new high, barely printed a new high, but a new high was printed nonetheless. Obviously confirming it as support here. Maybe this one decides to pull back, maybe test this region here as a new support, 92.80. Even a pullback to 21 exponential here at this point, in my opinion, would still prove valid as far as the bullish perspective is concerned. RSI looking a little bit weak in my opinion, but still printing a higher low and continuing onwards and upwards, forcing that exponential to a positive stature here with that bounce out of the 50 read. Continuation is definitely what it's telling me here. Obviously a little bit of weakening momentum, a little bit of a sell-off here as a result of new highs being printed on the structure. This is the highest it's been since this point here. There's still one thing that's in the back burner though, right? There's still one thing. Still one region that we're looking at. We all know this region. I've been looking at this for quite some time here. 93.25 is the region that I'm looking at. I want to see new higher highs, structural higher highs being printed on price action before I am convinced that this is going to flip to long-term bullish. However, with the way that the 21 exponential here is shaped right now, man, the momentum, in my opinion, is definitely up on this one. I am going to be looking for that as a new potential target upon achieving new highs here. I am going to be looking for extension to 93.28 as a result of a new high being printed. Pullback is not out of the question, though. Pullback to this region here as new tentative support, or even this region here to test the 21 exponential, would not be out of the question, in my opinion. So I would put those, put those perspectives in view. But as far as this one's concerned, I am looking for continuation. Not bad. Not bad, U.S. dollar. A lot of green in the markets today, actually. Let's check it out. Let's move on. Let's check out Hall of Fame. Let's see what the Hall of Fame is doing. Still rejecting the bottom side of that box here. Still rejecting the 21 exponential. Has the potential to print a lower high once again. Continuing the downtrend. We do see a little bit of waning pressure on that 21, except it's still very powerful to the downside. I'm still looking at this with bearish eyes. I'm still going to be looking for potential targets all the way down to 2.58 over time. unless this proves to be a macro low, right? A macro low, at which point would be, in my opinion, inherently bullish, as we do have 1, 2, 3 higher lows. Do we have a trend line? Oh, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Maybe a 2, maybe a 2 point. Nothing too extremely valid as far as the Hall of Fame is concerned. But the disposition still remains the same. This isn't a decent buy signal, in my opinion, until we cross that 21 exponential. I'm looking for a break of the 21 exponential and then a secondary open and closure above that to confirm that the move is legitimate. We don't have that, so what are we looking for here? We did break this resistance here, so I will be looking for a little bit of a back test to confirm this as new tentative support before extending targets to this region here, although a break of that resistance leads to believe that this is the new potential target for the Hall of Fame at about $3.06. However, I will be looking at everything above price action, with resistance eyeballs, right? I got my bearish goggles on until proven otherwise, and the proof otherwise would be, again, that break above the 21 exponential here. For now, the fact that we remain below it, my disposition remains the same. Longer, more medium termish. I'm still looking for 258 to be a potential target here for price action, again, until proven otherwise. RSI curling back up, I do believe. Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of a rounded bottom, which, again, from a bullish perspective, could be more or less a decent thing, again, but I want to see reaction. I want to see power. I want to see, agreement in the market. And until we, at the very least, we break $3.05 here, I'm not going to be looking for continuation to the upside in a greater scale, right? And from a greater perspective, short-term time frame scale to the upside, yes, I do think that is a possibility. But again, until proven otherwise, and that proof is $3.05 or the 21 exponential, until I see some kind of pop back up, I'm not going to be looking at this as like the stop and reverse point for the Hall of Fame for another bullish push to the upside. That's going to be it for the Hall of Fame. The disposition remains the same. Stochastics with a cross up. RSI looking like it wants to bottom out a little bit. All is well on the momentum oscillators for a potential buy, but again, I don't buy just based off of momentum oscillators. I wait for price action to confirm before I take any kind of signal here. So that's it for the Hall of Fame. Let's take a look at the AMC stock. All right, back in the box. But still, Stochastics looking beat up. Stochastics looking real beat up after that rejection of the top side of the bull, or bearish control zone. Looking like it wants to dip back down to the bearish critical zone here, but it is set up for a potential higher low on Stochastics. What is RSI doing here? Not a low. This isn't even confirmed a low yet. Not confirmed a low until we see price action close a candlestick above 34.65. On a daily candle closure basis. If we do get that condition, I will look for RSI to cross back above the exponential and print a low arrow here. Now, does that mean that this is the stop and reversal point? Again, it could be. The potential for it to be a stop and reverse point is definitely there, but I want to wait for confirmation. And the confirmation, again, this is going to be annoying, guys. It's going to be so annoying because I'm rocking, 1 or 2 strategies here, and these are the 1 or 2 strategies that I'm going to rock until I master, until I make significant gains on these strategies and have the hankering to move on to a different strategy, right? So you're going to hear so many repetitive things about price action, but that's usually what technical analysis is, in my opinion. A lot of repetition, right? Especially if you're simplifying your strategies, you're using 1 or 2 indicators, 1 or 2 strategies. You're looking for the same signals left and right, right? Okay? And again, the same signal. I'm not going to look for a buy until we get an open and closure to confirm price action as support above the 21 exponential. And until that point, until I am proven of that fact, I'm still looking down. Yes, we do have new tentative support. That much is true. However, that 21 exponential, man, I'm going to live and breathe by that 21 exponential until I don't know, until it stops being profitable consistently long term, right? Until it stops being profitable. I'm going to use the 21 exponential moving average strategy, and that's what I'm looking for on AMC, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking for a candle open and a candle closure after a break of the 21 above the 21 to confirm that the move to the upside is legitimate. Alongside of that, we don't even have a low call on this yet. So price action moving to the upside, while it is potential, I am not looking for it Ooh, excuse me. Water burp. I'd actually be more inclined to look for a little bit more consolidation, a little bit more sideways price action. Again, we do have, in my opinion, a period of cooling off here to do as far as price action on AMC is concerned after this heinous, 50% decline off the highs. Yeah, 53%. So, a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of sideways price action movement would not be out of the question, in my opinion. Maybe even for the next, couple of weeks for the Mr. Mimi AMC stock here, as momentum oscillators are given an opportunity to cool down and reset. But again, the conditions are still the same here. If we continue to close candle bodies below 32 spot 30 here, this is the main target. This is the main target to the downside. I was looking for this previously. But that has been negated, right? When you're doing TA, you're fucking wrong. You gotta accept, and I love being wrong. You gotta accept that you're wrong all the time. I accept that I'm wrong on a daily basis on every asset that I look at. You never know what's gonna happen with price action here, and the fact that we didn't get confirmation below this resistance here, it proved me wrong, right? But as soon as it proved me wrong, make a new plan, flip your perspective, get on the right side. We're not on a side yet, in my opinion, right? It's more or less neutral. This market, in my opinion, is more or less neutral. Again, evidence of that is RSI being in the neutral zone here, and stochastics still cooling down bearishly, in my opinion. This is definitely indicative of potential consolidation here for quite some time. I do believe AMC will consolidate, again, unless we break above that 21 exponential with a candle closure and open. Excuse me, I got that backwards. An open and closure above the 21. I'm going to be looking for consolidation here on this asset. And, the disposition will remain the same, albeit it's very, very tedious, and the stream will start to sound repetitive over time. I hope you can accept that, but I do believe the strategy is extremely powerful for a reason, and that's particularly the reason why I decided to simplify and trade, one or two strategies rather than having, infinite indicators open on one chart and then trying to make decisions based off of, 17 or 18 different signals that I've been given. Simplify, master, move on. And that's kind of what I'm doing on this. That's how I'm going to be doing it for a while, guys. It's going to be so, I can even feel it. It's repetitive. I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I don't care. For the purpose of potentially profiting big, looking at big potential gains here, I'm going to stick with what I have. We'll go ahead and move on to MMAT. Same disposition. We are actually definitely still consolidating here with evidence of that fact being confirmed with another rejection of this resistance here. I will be looking for consolidation between these two horizontals until one of the horizontals break. But even if this topside horizontal breaks, I won't be looking for a buy position. We do have a soft curl up here on stochastics, printing a higher low. So that is something to be aware of from a bullish perspective on momentum here. While the RSI looks more like what I want to see here, right? MMAT starting to round off a little bit, forcing that exponential back to a positive slope. Nice sharp cross back above the exponential. This could be, this could potentially be the time. We do have a low here. This is our low here. So we do actually have a low call. So we have a little bit more evidence here to work with. But again, at 21, right? We want to build a case, right? We don't want to just look at one signal and say, boom, that's it. That's the signal, when potentially a couple of other signals are trading counter to the signal that you're purchasing or short selling on, and then it going against you. We're building a case, right? We're looking not for one point of evidence, but for multiple points of evidence that there is an agreement in the market for a specific direction on an asset. So we have warning shot fired one. We do have a low. Although this low here on the stochastics is a little weak, right? I'd rather see that cross back into the bearish control zone threshold, forcing the exponential back to a positive slope alongside this, potentially crossing that 50 read, or at the bare minimum, printing a new high, which I don't believe we have just yet. We don't have a new high on RSI just yet. The third point, break of resistance. Fourth point, break of the 21 exponential, right? We're building a case for a position. It's kind of like you're an investigator. You're investigating the evidence given to you on the chart that tells you to buy or sell one way or the other. And as far as this one's concerned, it's consolidation until proven otherwise, in my opinion. And proof otherwise would be a break of the top side of the range here on a daily candle closure basis, back above $3.77 at the minimum. Do I think the momentum is there for that potential push? Yes, I do believe the momentum is there for that potential push. But again, until it's proven, I'm not going to be looking for any kind of buy signal. And from my strategy's perspective, again, I'm not looking for a buy until we break the 21 exponential and see an open and closure above that 21 exponential to confirm the momentum, right? Same shit, different soup, right? Same shit, different day here on MMAT. Looking very similar, except longer consolidation period than AMC, in my opinion. But that's where I'm going to leave that one. AMC, MMAT, Hall of Fame. We did NASDAQ, SPY Futures, Dow Jones, Dixie. I think it's time. I think it's time. I do believe it is time for Bitcoin. Let's see what the Bitcoin's doing today. And what do we have? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Do we have continuation? We have continuation. And we have new highs printing on RSI. Bouncing off that exponential, printing that low. Boom. Nice. Beautiful momentum here. Seeing a little bit of sell-off pressure. Completely expected, right? Completely expected. Testing a major resistance. And printing a new high. Pullbacks are expected. We're getting a pullback right now. Not out of the question, in my opinion. Soft pullback at that. I still believe this is extremely bullish. Stochastics here, looking for new highs. Did we get new highs? Barely! But yes, we got new highs on stochastics. I'm looking for continuation, guys. I'm looking for continuation medium term here, potentially even long term, all the way into this box. But the condition needs to be met. Break above this resistance here will lead me to believe that price action movement into this box territory is definitely likely, which means we have to put some new targets here for Bitcoin. This will be it. I'd rather go off a low. That'll be a potential target here. If we break... What is up? What the fuck is up with my box, bro? What the fuck is up with my box, bro? Wick, wick, wick. Touch points, touch points, touch points. Okay. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. Momentum obviously curling up. Shorter term time frames may not be doing the same thing. Again, hitting a resistance, printing a new high, a little bit of a pullback expected. Pullback all the way to 21 wouldn't be out of the question in my opinion, because we have not formulated a higher low since this region here. And I would be confident in an uptrend continuation even if we did get a pullback and base a higher low on that 21 exponential. In my opinion, that would be an excellent buy. I'll give you guys an example of how I'm trading this right now. I took profit on today's candle, actually. Yesterday's candle didn't quite... And actually, my take profit zone, $2, right? Bitcoin wicked $2 below my take profit zone on yesterday's candle. I was frustrated. I was like, why? Oh my God, it just needs $2 more. $2 for me to take profit. And then the next open, boom, shot through that resistance, hit my take profit zone. Bam, I'm thoroughly satisfied. Now, what am I looking for? Soft re-entry, I have lined up right here on this resistance. Boom. Another soft entry on this, did I say resistance? Excuse me, support. I have a limit order on this support. I have a limit order on this support. And I have a limit order, you guessed it, right on the 21. So, even if price action decides to swoon all the way down to the 21 exponential, base a higher low, I'm going to be entered in 1, 2, 3 separate positions all at once, adding 3 lower prices to my position overall. Very, very juicy possibilities here, very juicy potential here. I do not look at this as a bull trap. I saw a YouTube thumbnail said bull trap, and I just got frustrated because this is an uptrend, and uptrend is not a fucking bull trap. An uptrend is an uptrend until the trend is to an end. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend. We have an uptrend. I'm trading it as an uptrend. Momentum oscillators are pointed up in all directions. Stochastics extremely powerful, deep in the critical zone, printing new highs in the critical zone. RSI breaking that threshold into the bullish control zone for the first time since the 11th of March. The 11th of March was the last time we saw a break back into the bullish control zone before a sharp decline and continuous rejection of that zone ever since. Very, very powerful momentum here, in my opinion. I'm trading it as such. I like this price action, man. I really like this price action for continuation. Again, unless... What is it? Let me hear it. What is it? I get an open and closure below the 21 exponential. Until that condition is met, I am looking for blue skies to the upside. And I think that's going to wrap it up for my analysis today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell, help the YouTube algorithm so we can get a little bit more visibility on this beautiful, beautiful platform called YouTube. And maybe I can get some beautiful, beautiful subscribers who are also technical analysis nerds just like I am. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. Let's spread the love. And until next time, everybody, that'll do it for us. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.